Welcome to another episode of MTV. Chief Monster here, Monster TV, and today we are going to talk about how to find your design style when renovating or building. Now this is a real important one because when you are doing this, you need to plan from the start. I'll use that word plan and prepare a lot because it comes up, and this is the key variable when you are renovating to get it right in scheduling, your timing and cost, but also to deliver the type of design that you want at the end of the day. So firstly, you need to identify obviously the rooms you are renovating. What are they? Bedrooms, bathrooms, kitchens, or the whole house? And obviously what type of design are you going to go with? What will the house look like? Are you going to build, because this is where you'll build value into your renovation and you want to get this piece right. If you start going off on tangents, you might find that you think it looks good while you're going along and you end up buggering it up and you devalue your home because it only looks good in your eyes. So you want to understand, are you going with a modern look? Are you going with a period home? If you're extending, are you going to blend it in with the existing extension, or are you going to have a modern addition to it and make that almost a feature of an old home with a new modern addition to it? These questions will impact also what you select inside the home when you're doing the renovation with your finishes, etc. Things like your walls, your floors, your windows, doors, they should all reflect your style. And when you're doing a renovation or you're planning one, don't picture one room at a time. I see that happens a lot. That's a downfall. A lot of people, they renovate and they look at the bedroom and they look at the bathroom and they look at the kitchen and they go with all these different looks and designs, and then they actually find that it's fragmented, the final look. It doesn't have that feel of what your real style is you want. So picture the total renovation. Don't look at it from one room and the door entry. Try and almost look at it from a helicopter view where you're getting on top and you can see what it's looking like in a 360 view all the way around, and you get a much more better feel, and that will have that image in your head and you'll be able to portray that to who you're working with. Consistency with your look is so important, and these are some key points to remember. I'm going to start with the one on consistency. When you decide on a style, continue that through with things like your tapware, your cornices, the paint colours you're going with, floors, skirtings, door frames, windows. Don't get distracted with other designs, especially when you go shopping. Like many people, you have an idea in your mind, you've got this thought process, and you go into a store, you start looking for designs, or even online, and you find all of a sudden you get distracted by something else that looks really good and catches your eye. Don't sway from your style design. Stick with that. There are many looks and views out that you might think are great. They could be for a future renovation or another home later on, but stick with that style design that you set out from the start. Once you've planned that piece, you stay with that. That becomes the foundation, the pyramid of your design style, and you then make sure everything tags onto that. Also, be the expert of the style that you choose. These days, yes, you can't substitute an expert interior designer with the knowledge they have, but you can be an expert in the styles you choose, and you can get that through things like Pinterest. Some incredible designs and platforms with ideas and images there that you can get, and you learn from others. And also things like the home magazines and home styling magazines, interior design magazines, these sorts of things, Home Design, Bell, Vogue. There's so many great things in those magazines, and they will help you create a scrapbook. And cutting these images out, or you can do the expensive way and you can print pictures online and cut it out, but having a scrapbook is an important one to keep you on track. And that's the last point I'm going to go on about, is the points to remember, is develop that scrapbook and use it. So by developing a scrapbook, that becomes your compass. So when you are cutting out over the planning period of all the things you want, you see the different types of images of the style design you've selected. Stay with that piece, create your scrapbook for all the different rooms. So you got maybe one, if you're doing a full reno, your bathroom, what the style design looks for your bathroom with that style design. The kitchen, the bedrooms, etc. Even outdoors if that's how you're going. And then stay with that. And so when you go shopping and you're going into looking for things to buy or to choose, whether it be furnishings, or even if you're talking to a builder or a tradie, have that scrapbook with you. Share that vision, share that design, because a lot of people that work in these fields are trained. They'll understand then what it is you're trying to picture, because sometimes talking about it, you won't get the same message out. But by really giving them a clear-cut design, it's going to be clear that whether you're going to go with a coastal look, it looks a lot different than going with something that could be a heritage or an art deco or a period home. So be very, very careful on that piece and get that part right, because that is where you'll find your scrapbook will help portray the message, and you actually might get some input from others on how you could tag things on and make them look great with that. That's your reference point for you and for others. And so, you know, we underplay that. Sometimes people will go in with a magazine and I'll have things dog-eared, but what it is, you're flicking from page to page and you're going to go, oh yeah, I like this one, and then you pick this design out. But if you've got a scrapbook that is just designed around your renovation, your style guide you've selected, there's no mixing up photos with images. You've got it there. You can write points down. Even, you know, there's some really good blogs out there that you can read from others that have been through there on how you do the design. But if you've got that scrapbook piece, and it's such an easy, cheap way to create a guide on what you want for your style guide, you then have something to just follow through with. You share that through the whole journey, and at the end of it, you get what you want, which is where you want your dollars spent on the right advice and getting that right piece so you deliver the product, the final look, the style that you want for your reno. If you've got any questions on this one, throw them our way. We'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to subscribe to NTV. Lots of exciting stuff happening our way, and you don't want to miss out. I'll see you next time.